October 1942. Deep in the rolling hills of East Tennessee, an unprecedented construction project began under a veil of absolute secrecy. Thousands of workers arrived at a remote, sparsely populated area, unaware of the true nature of their labor. They built roads, power plants, laboratories, and massive industrial complexes, all while being told they were part of a war effort, but not told why. What was unfolding was one of the most extraordinary undertakings in human history, the creation of Oak Ridge, the hidden city that would play a crucial role in building the world's first atomic bomb. The United States was fully engaged in World War II, fighting across Europe and the Pacific. But behind the visible battles, a quieter, more secretive war was underway, a war of science, intelligence, and innovation. The discovery of nuclear fission in 1938 by German scientists had set off alarms in Allied nations. Intelligence suggested that Nazi Germany was exploring the same technology, aiming to develop weapons of unprecedented destructive power. The Manhattan Project, America's top-secret initiative, was born out of both fear and ambition, to harness atomic energy before the Nazis could. Oak Ridge was chosen for its isolation, its access to abundant water from the Tennessee River for cooling nuclear reactors, and its proximity to abundant electricity from nearby dams. The site needed to be hidden, not just from the Axis powers, but from the general American public. Here, a city would emerge seemingly overnight, a city without a name, a city whose inhabitants could not speak freely about their work, a city whose streets, buildings, and very purpose were shrouded in secrecy. By the spring of 1943, construction was in full swing. Tens of thousands of men and women poured into Oak Ridge, working around the clock to build facilities that were engineering marvels for their time. Massive uranium enrichment plants were constructed, using cutting-edge technologies such as gaseous diffusion, electromagnetic separation, and thermal diffusion. These plants were designed to separate fissile uranium-235 from the far more abundant uranium-238, a task that was not only difficult, but unprecedented. Each method required enormous machines, intricate piping, and precision engineering on a scale never before attempted. Life in Oak Ridge was bizarre and surreal. Workers lived in hastily built dormitories and temporary housing. Their mail was censored, their movements restricted. They knew they were contributing to a secret wartime effort, but few understood the ultimate goal. Recreation was limited, security was strict, and curiosity was discouraged. Yet there was an energy, a sense of purpose that permeated the city. Scientists, engineers, and laborers from across the country converged here, united by a shared mission, even if most of them did not fully comprehend it. By 1944, Oak Ridge had become a bustling, self-contained metropolis. Streets were laid out in grids, schools, theaters, and shops appeared, all under tight security. Guards patrolled constantly, and workers required special identification to access different areas. Even the city's name was classified. On maps, it was simply a secret location in Tennessee. Letters sent home had to be vague, and casual conversations could risk imprisonment. Despite the secrecy, an incredible amount of work was accomplished. Machines that seemed almost magical hummed and whirred in enormous halls, performing processes that would determine the outcome of the war. The heart of Oak Ridge's mission was uranium enrichment. In one facility, massive calutrons, electromagnetic separators, hummed as uranium ions were separated with painstaking precision. In another, thousands of centrifuges worked tirelessly, spinning at incredible speeds to isolate fissile isotopes. Each piece of equipment was a technological marvel, and the scale of the operation was staggering. By the summer of 1945, Oak Ridge was producing significant quantities of enriched uranium, feeding the larger Manhattan Project that would culminate in the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But Oak Ridge was more than a production site. It was a crucible of scientific innovation. Scientists like Ernest Lawrence, Enrico Fermi, and Leo Szilard contributed their expertise, solving problems that no one had encountered before. Radiation safety protocols were invented. Chemical processes refined, and engineering solutions to unprecedented challenges were developed daily. In many ways, Oak Ridge was the birthplace of modern nuclear science in America, a place where theory and practice collided in the service of survival and victory. Secrecy remained paramount. Workers were sworn to silence, and the threat of espionage was constant. The FBI and military intelligence monitored the site closely, fearing that even small leaks could give Nazi Germany a strategic advantage. Every day was a delicate balance between progress and security, and the human cost was significant. Thousands labored under intense pressure, often for minimal pay, yet the sense of contributing to something larger than themselves motivated them to endure hardships unimaginable in peacetime. By late 1944, the fruits of Oak Ridge's labor were undeniable. Tons of enriched uranium were being shipped in secret to Los Alamos, New Mexico, where the final assembly of the atomic bomb was underway. Oak Ridge had transformed from a remote patch of Tennessee wilderness into a sprawling industrial city, producing materials that would change the course of human history. The culmination of Oak Ridge's work was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The atomic bombs, forged in secrecy, represented a technological leap of unimaginable scale. When Little Boy and Fat Man were finally deployed over Japan in August 1945, the immense human cost became evident, but so too did the strategic significance of the work accomplished in Oak Ridge. The hidden city, its people, and its technology had played a decisive role in bringing the war to a swift conclusion. In the decades that followed, Oak Ridge remained a symbol of ingenuity, secrecy, and human determination. The city evolved into a hub for scientific research, continuing to explore nuclear physics, energy, and technology long after the war had ended. Its legacy is one of vision, precision, and extraordinary collective effort under the most extreme conditions imaginable. The story of Oak Ridge reminds us that history is often shaped not only by battles on the front lines, but by secret cities, hidden laboratories, and the countless men and women who work tirelessly in silence. It is a story of vision, courage, and relentless pursuit of knowledge. A city built to change the world, whose secrets would remain hidden for decades, until the world finally understood the scale of what had been accomplished. Even today, Oak Ridge stands as a testament to what humanity can achieve under pressure, where secrecy, science, and determination converge to create history. It is a reminder that the most powerful weapons of war are often forged not on the battlefield, but in the minds and hands of those who dare to imagine the impossible.